Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the To the T podcast. My name is Jordan Michael Colson, your host, and I'm joined today by one half of the host panel on the To the T podcast. He is the CEO and president of GreatLIFE Golf. It is John Brown. He's a world traveler. He's always all over the place, moving and shaking throughout the golf industry. John, you're in an undisclosed location right now. Obviously, there's some breaking news in the golf industry that people are talking about. Can you divulge your current location right now? Where are you in this crazy world?
I'm just outside of Pittsburgh. Just got here about an hour ago in a hotel room waiting for a travel basketball tournament for my daughter. But I did spend the last 2 days in Louisville at Valhalla on Wednesday and Thursday. Got to experience the tournament, how it was run, view the quality of the layout, obviously get close to some of the best players in the world. And had a great couple of days. Woke up this morning and was smacked in the face with the news that we all saw. And, very surprising and interesting and drama-filled day for golf.
No question. So, obviously, if you are tuning into this podcast right now, we're going to assume that you have at least heard about what happened at the PGA Championship with Scottie Scheffler and the charges that have been brought against him. We are not here to report any of the breaking news or facts. We're here to clearly talk about John's experience. Now, John, you were on site. I got the privilege of going to the PGA Championship last year with you. Emotions are running high. It's a chaotic event. There's hundreds of thousands of people throughout. Valhalla is a different beast altogether. It's a beautiful, wonderful course. You were on site the day before. What was your experience just moving in and out logistically? And was there anything that was there a buzz? Was there like anything in the air or anything going on that made you feel like anything like this could transpire?
Well, I can tell you that before, I woke up this morning, the gentleman I was with, the couple of them, we talked about the logistics of the event. And I think the biggest challenge for Valhalla in the future would be the continued logistics of the event. As you're on property, there's a tons of bottlenecks that, create a ton of folks trying to go in and out of certain areas of the golf course. I mean, if you're around Tiger's crowd at all, I mean, very hard to move. There's really one patron entrance in to the grounds, and it is off a fairly major road, and pedestrians are walking along that road, working their way to the entrance to get on property. I mean, you walk right past the entrance point where this incident happened with Scottie, and there was, when I was walking along the road to where we were parked, I mean, I walked a good 10 feet, into the grass, even though the grass is wet, just to kind of stay away from the road. So waking up this morning and hearing that, a pedestrian was hit and killed, someone was working the event, so tragic. And unfortunately, the 2 days I was there, I could see that. I could see that possibility, which is very, scary and, just what a shame. And then, my experience at the entrance was one of the police being in an absolute pressure cooker. And, I took a step off the ledge and got scolded pretty aggressively by the police to step back, which I did immediately, obviously. But while I was standing there, I saw a Lyft driver and Uber driver each try to pull into the entrance because they don't quite know where they're going. And, their reaction, the police reaction was to yell, very loud swear words in, very direct fashions, to get the traffic to, move. And listen, they're in a tough situation. They're trying to monitor and create public safety and get folks to the clubhouse. But you could sense the pressure around sort of that congested area.
Now, John, you're the CEO of our company, so during a time of turmoil, we look to you for leadership. And I know it's not always fair because you're a human being and you have emotions, but we're going to look to those in charge or those that are at the head of the table, so to speak, for leadership. And the police are there to protect and serve and protect. And this is in no way to indict the police or to defend Scottie Scheffler's actions. But did you feel that they were showing like a lack of leadership in a situation like that?
I mean, I think whether you're a police officer or whether you're any other, line of work, the idea that you yell explicatives at someone loudly and directly is unprofessional, right? I think I think you got to be forceful sometimes, and sometimes you have to react and lead with actions. But I think that type of sort of communication creates probably the opportunity for more stress and maybe a combustible environment. And if I had a video and I taped, the two police officers I saw yell at two different cars that tried to enter, I don't think the chief of police would be thrilled with, that type of communication. I don't think so. But I'm also a big supporter of anyone who enters, law enforcement, and it's just such a difficult job. And obviously we need it. And I think just really challenging to navigate all you need to navigate. But you could just feel the pressure, Jordan.
Certainly seems to be like a no-win situation, especially with, and let's keep front and center of our minds. There was a fatal accident, and obviously our hearts go out to the family and everyone involved in that. Just for the record, following the incident, Scheffler was handcuffed and booked on multiple charges, including second-degree assault on a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, and disregarding signals from an officer while directing traffic. Now we don't know if the stories of the officers and Scottie's team, of course, diverge and differ. We're not here to argue that. But John, what we do know is that coming off the incident, all the mugshots that are on social media, I'm sure there will be some body cam footage or some footage will surface. None of this seems to have affected Scottie Scheffler's play, as he is making a charge currently at the time of this recording, standing alone in fourth place overall. Talk about the man. We just got done on To the T last episode, talking about how he's clearly the best player in the world by a large margin. We also said he could use a little more personality. I don't think this is exactly what we had in mind, but John, what are your thoughts and perception of Scottie Scheffler's play after experiencing something like this, whether he brought it on himself or not?
I mean, he's 5 under on the last hole right now. I've got it on the TV right here today. Just incredible play under perfect circumstances. Absolutely incredible, remarkable play under the circumstances that happened today. I wonder how he'll feel after the round when he's by himself and he realizes sort of the images out there of him in handcuffs and the jumpsuit, and how that made his wife feel, who just has a brand new baby, when she saw that. And if he truly believes that he did nothing wrong, which is what he's indicating, what his feelings will be long term. I got a feeling he'll take the highest of roads. You know, knowing the fact that he was in a courtesy car and that he was only driving around two other, you know, vehicles to make the turn into the entrance, and somehow a police officer ended up latched onto his car for 15 to 20 yards. It just, I'm having a hard time mapping out somebody in a courtesy vehicle, why you would need to go to the extent of attaching yourself to a car, and if that reaction was warranted or not. And I really have a hard time believing that Scottie just said, I'm not worried about this guy's safety, and I'm getting into the venue and I'm just gonna hit the gas. I mean, I think best case scenario for everyone involved is cooler heads prevail, and this was a highly combustible situation with misunderstanding where Scottie probably wasn't aware of the pedestrian and the death there, but the police were, so the police were on edge, and it just unfortunately got into a bad situation. But second degree assault against a police officer, I think you make that charge, from the police's perspective, and you're saying, he broke the law, and that is going to need to be vetted. But man, it is really hard to think a guy like Scottie Scheffler, with the way he's handled himself, would do something like that. I feel like misunderstanding is where this is going to land, but time will tell.
It certainly will. John, before we let you go, and thank you again for your time. I know you're on the road and you have a very busy schedule as always. Do you have any perspective on the tournament itself or the grounds of Valhalla? Was it as majestic? Did it live up to everything that you hoped it would be? Everything that we even said it was on the last episode? Just talk about the grounds and the tournament and the field.
I think Valhalla is incredible. It's an incredible layout, just great character. Front nine, more open. Not a lot of trees. Back nine, a lot of trees. Some beautiful holes. I mean, I love the course and the layout. It's on my bucket list without a doubt to play. And I think the tournament itself is shaping up to be an absolute gem. We got Colin Morikawa leading right now, -11. We got Xander Schauffele one behind a -10. We got Scheffler, who just posted -9, 2 shots behind. And then we got Rory, who just started his round playing great golf, and I expect him to be up there. We get those four competing, or two of those four competing, and man, we have a gem of a tournament. So I think it's going to be great. I think obviously today golf's got a lot of eyes on it because of everything that happened. But the PGA, I think, is really going to showcase and shine as an event. And I hope today doesn't overshadow it.
It's wild to think that just last year, when you took us out to the PGA Championship, we had Brooksy winning, a live guy. We had you and I were on the ground floor for Michael Block's hole-in-one. We were on the hole. There's a torrential downpour one day, beautiful the next day, an awesome course in upstate New York, and then now to even have more excitement. The PGA Championship seems to be like a wild card event, and just it never ceases to amaze me. But I think we can all agree that, despite some very unfortunate circumstances, right now is very exciting to be in the golf industry, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look forward to a great couple of days, and let's see where this all shakes out with Scotty. But obviously feel for the family that was impacted by the accident. And let's be honest, there was a pressure cooker this morning for all involved, and hopefully we can figure out how to move forward past this.
Absolutely, John. Thank you very much for your perspective and for your time. As always, we greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, Jordan. Have a good one.